Hey, welcome to Eat Your Backyard, my YouTube channel where I talk about all kinds of things I grow in my yard. Some of them are edible. Actually, most of them are edible. Some of them aren't, and they're just cool to grow, I think. Well, look at this. This is my brown turkey fig tree. What is happening? Well, if you live in the north, you might be thinking that's what happens to trees as you get towards the end of the season. The leaves fall off. Well, in Florida, since everything is mostly evergreen, in this case, we're right next to a gigantic banana grove waving in the tropical breeze, etc. You might wonder what the heck's happening. Well, what's happening is what always happens to this fig tree, to all fig trees in Florida, is that in the winter, when they're getting in winter, now this is only the end of August, but it's really kind of done for the year. For a few reasons I'll talk about in a second. But this time of the year, we're done. Now there'll be some straggler figs. Look at this. See that? Straggler figs. They're not going to produce anything great. You know, they're basically like little fig nuts, I call them. They're no good. They won't produce any good fruit. But what does happen is the plant gets this rust, which is a type of fungus. If you can see it on here, probably could see it pretty clearly on here. It gets these black spots. Now I know there's a lot you can do about this rust. There's a whole lot you can do. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool too? How it's like white, milky, sticky. It's like a latex sap that comes out. Really pretty interesting. Actually sticky. Yeah. But I would say don't do anything with it. Are you going to are you going to spend a lot of money on copper, whatever they put on these things to kill fungus? I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't waste the time. You know why? Because I got a full bumper crop of figs. Can you imagine how many figs I got off of that? I'm going to put the number up in the thousands. I mean, it was incredible. And it's, how many figs is enough? That's enough. That's enough for me. So the fact that it's got some rust, it's now starting to get the leaves and make them drop to the ground, not a problem at all. In fact, one of the coolest things about the figs is that once they do fall on the ground, they disintegrate very, very easily. So this is one that you do, once they hit it with the mower, you're basically back into soil. So super cool. Fig being a relative of the ficus, which is, of course, I always say ficus, I don't like us, but this is the one ficus I do like us because it produces fruit and it's super cool. But it's like the ficus, and then it'll throw off long roots, but typically they'll run under the ground, so it's not a big deal. You can see it's so shady here that all the grass has no hope of growing, but that's okay. Now, one thing that this does tell us is, what do we do next? I mean, it's telling me, what do you do next with this? Well, I'm going to do the same thing I always do with it, which is I need to thin it out. It's got a lot of small branches. I mean, look at this. This is way too dense. So I'm not going to trim it now, though. You know why? Because if I trim it now, I'm going to promote a lot of little sprouts happening here and there, and I don't want that, because then the sprouts happen, they start to grow, and then winter comes, and then they don't do well, and so I just let it go dormant. I mean, the advice is, at this time of the year, just let your fig tree chill out. Just let it chill. Let it drop the leaves, let it look kind of scraggly. It's no big deal. And then in the beginning of the spring, that's when you can trim it. Now, I've also got some other issues here I want to take care of. You can see there's some of these. I do a pretty good job topping this down. I try to keep it rather low, but then, over the summer, they grow up taller. So I want to top that down, because I don't want figs that are so high that I have to go up and climb up to get them. That's not fun for me. I like them they're right down here. I can just pick. My kids can pick. You might also notice that I hollow out the inside. Why do you hollow out the inside of a fig tree? So my kids can climb up. There's a little crow's nest. Fig trees are fun to climb. One of the reasons is they are super flexible. Look at that. It's like rubber. I mean, you could bend this branch almost down to the ground. You can't now because it's such a thick trunk, but so flexible. I mean, the fig branch itself will just bend to ridiculous things. It will eventually crack, but it's super bendy. Watch this. Yeah, so it is really cool, and it's fun to climb up in because it's actually pretty strong once it gets thick enough, and it's bouncy. So kids like to play in it. My kids like to play in it. So that's the fig tree. That's my update on the brown turkey fig. This is about what happens this time of the year. I say don't despair. Rejoice in the cycles which happen around you. Inflate your reality with the power of your attention, and I would say that my attention's on this fig tree right now, and I'm seeing a number of things that make me pretty happy about the situation. I got a fig tree, first of all. It's beautiful green, silhouetted against this sky that's some shade of blue that was probably made by a galactic super being. I don't know. The point is, this is pretty awesome. So hey, if you like these kinds of videos, if you like the Eat Your Backyard experience, which by the way, we just topped 10,000 subscribers. Thank you everybody. Also, thanks for everybody leaving comments. I love that. It's overwhelmingly positive. Very low troll count. So thank you, Eat Your Backyard community. And if you like these kinds of videos, you're new to this channel, go ahead, subscribe, and you'll be notified as new videos come out. And thanks for watching. Is that or yeah.